You back once again in geological knowledge. So in the previous video we have talked about the basics of sedimentary rocks or sedimentology, in which talked about some basic concepts of the definition as well as there some lithification and diagenesis process. Okay, so in the continuation of that series, today we will discuss some other very important questions related to sedimentary rocks, and these will deal with the structural features of sedimentary rocks like stratification, lamination, and some sedimentary textures, sedimentary structures like graded bedding, cross bedding. Okay, so that will be our point of discussion in today's scenario or in today's video. So this depends upon these MCQs. These are focusing on the structures of the sedimentary rocks, and its significance is very I cannot explain in terms or in words the significance that how important they are from exam point of view. You will get question in each and every exam, whether you are taking the JAM, BHU, PET exam or the MSc entrance level or some other competitive exams like NET, GATE or geologist exam, preliminary and mains. So all in all, in each type of examination you will find the questions from this area. So this is a very important topic from the understanding point of view, because you, you will have to just, your approach should be to understand the basic concept, then it will be far easy for you to understand the basic other criterias or the structural features of the sedimentary rocks. Okay, this is not only, I'm not talking about for this particular topic only, the topics which are related to the basic part of geology. So that is important for each and every exam. Okay, so basics are the one which will give you the confidence of solving the questions. Okay, so conceptual part is very important to assimilate, and that is our motto, to just go for the conceptual part conceptual part firstly. Okay, then we will move over to other questions. So I was talking about the significance. So they are very significant in other scenarios. Means the paleo current direction. Okay, the environment of deposition of the sedimentary rocks, or some other in other structure like structural geology, in petroleum geology. Okay, so in other branches of geology they are also important. So its significance is very much. That's why it's important to understand the basic part first. Okay. So what are the sedimentary structures that you will have to understand? Okay. So texture and structure, as we have when we were dealing about the igneous petrology, there we have discussed the definition. Or in a simple term, you can understand that texture is a two-dimensional term and structure is a three-dimensional term. And texture can be identified under the microscope, and structures can be viewed in the field. Okay, when you go into the field or for the geological excursion point of view, you see the structures only, not texture. So texture will be observed under the microscopes. Okay, so that is the basic differentiation. Okay, so the, if we talk about the importance of these structural features, so the important structural features of the sedimentary rock, they are the stratification, lamination, cross bedding, graded bedding, ripple marks. Okay, so these are some very basic uh, structural features. There are a lot of structural features of related to the sedimentology, but these are the basic one. And besides this, there are some minor structures. Okay, like mud cracks, tracks or tracks of the terrestrial animals, and the rain prints. Okay, so that is the point of our discussion, that we will discuss one by one. Okay, and these structures give clue to the past environment, that we have discussed, that the significance is that they tell us about the paleo environment. Okay, paleo environment and paleo current direction mean what was the direction of the groundwater flow or the flow of water. Okay, when these structures were forming. So that's its significance. Okay. Now we come back to our very first question, that is dealing with the layered arrangement in sedimentary rocks is called as mud cracks, stratification, rain prints, or the ripple marks. So this is very easy question. You can easily answer this question. So we all know that this is stratification. So what are stratification or how we can define it? So the sedimentary rocks, all the sedimentary rocks in general we are talking about, they are characterized by stratification, means there will be layers in the rocks, and deposition of these sediments into the layers or the beds, that is known as the stratification. And the planes which divide different beds, these are known as bedding planes. Okay, so the deposition of sediments into layers or the beds, that is known as stratification, but the planes which divide different beds, they are known as the bedding planes. And the thickness of a bedding plane or a bed, they may vary from a few centimeters to many meters. Okay, and different beds are distinguished from each one another by differences in the mineral composition, variation in the grain size or the texture, and differences in the color and variation in the thickness. Okay, so how we can differentiate between two consecutive or three consecutive layers? There will be differences in the mineral composition, variation in the grain size, difference in the color, and variation in the thickness also. So that is how we can differentiate between these two. So now we come to or you can see in the description box, the same is given here. By stratification is understood a layered arrangement in sedimentary rock, and this may be developed very prominently and can be seen from a distance of miles, or in other cases they may have to be ascertained after close examination of the rock. Because if the stratification or the layering is conspicuous from a distant point, you can just see from your eyes. But if the very thin layers are there, so you will have to go just near to the that place or that rock system where you will see the fine layers. Okay, now we come back to, or you can see the here option, the first question, that is the option B, that is the stratification is the correct option. Okay, next one is the structure most prevalent to the clastic rocks. What is that structure that is most prevalent to the clastic rock? Nodular structure, concretionary structure, geode structure, or the lamination? So the most prevalent structure of a clastic group of sedimentary rock, these are one which belong to the mechanical structure, which are stratification, lamination, cross pitting, and rain prints. Okay, but if we talk about this particular question, so here the options which are given here, so from these options the lamination is right, the structure most prevalent to the clastic rocks, that is the lamination. So how we can define lamination? So the thin bed or thin bedding planes which are less than 1 centimeter in thickness, they are known as lamination, and if they are greater than 1 centimeter, then we will call them stratification or the bedding planes or beds. Okay, and lamination is usually found in very fine grained rocks. Okay, since their thickness is less than 1 centimeter, so obviously they will be found in very fine grained rocks like shale, and that gives them the characteristic property of fissility, because that gives them a very conspicuous property on the basis of which we can identify the planes. And in laminated rocks, the clay and other flaky minerals, they tend to lie with their flat surface, which is generally parallel to the plane of lamination. And it should be noted that lamination, that refers to parallel arrangement of minerals within a bed whereas stratification refers to a succession of beds separated by bedding planes. So that is the difference. Okay, lamination is referred to parallel arrangement of minerals within a bed, whereas stratification, that is referred to a succession of beds separated by the bedding planes. Okay, so that is the difference between stratification and lamination. And the thickness difference, that is we have already discussed, that is if the thickness of the bed that is less than 1 centimeter, then it will be called as lamination, and if it is greater than 1 centimeter, then it will be called as stratification. So that is obvious. So the correct option here is option D, that is lamination. Question number 3 is dealing with the lamination is structure which is formed in which type of sedimentary rock. Lamination is a structure formed in which type of sedimentary rock? That we have discussed already. That is, the lamination is usually found in very fine grained sedimentary rocks, and the best example of that fine grained sedimentary rock, that is shale. And why this is occurring? Because lamination, or bedding plane to be called as lamination, it must have less than 1 centimeter. So obviously it must have a fine grained rock. Okay, so options, other options you can just see fine grain, medium grain, coarse grain, or the nothing in particular. So fine grain is the right answer, and same is given in description box. You can see lamination is a characteristic structure of fine grained sedimentary rocks like clay and shale. Okay, next one is, each layer of a laminated structure is sedimentary rock. Each layer of a laminated structure of sedimentary rock is called as strata, leaf, lamina, or the layer. So that is lamina. Okay, so each layer of a laminated structure is known as lamina. Okay, so lamina is singular of lamely. Okay, and the individual layers of the laminated structures, they are called as laminae. Okay, in singular this is known as laminae, and they are distinguished commonly on the basis of difference in color. So there may be differences in color as well, in the composition there can be differences, and in thickness. There will be no difference in thickness, but there may be differentiation in the colors. On the basis of the difference in the colors, we can identify the thickness, the laminations. Okay, so the correct option is option C, lamination, or lamina, sorry. Question number 5, that is dealing, which among the following is not a type of false bedding? Columnar, lenticular, tabular, or the wedge shaped. Okay, so the common type of false bedding, these are tabular, lenticular, wedge shaped. Okay, so columnar is not a type of false bedding. Columnar bedding, that is not a any term. Okay, so the correct option here is option A. So columnar bedding, that's not a type of bedding. And current bedding, that is also known as cross bedding, and cross bedding is also known as false bedding. Okay, and what happens in these type of beddings? In minor structures, beds or the laminations, they lie at an angle to the planes of the general stratification. So that is the characteristic property of current bedding, cross bedding, and false bedding. All three are the same thing. Okay, there will be the lamination, the minor beds or the laminations, they will lie essentially at an angle to the plane of general stratification. So that is the essential property for current bedding to develop. So as you can see, the correct option is obviously that is columnar, option A. Sixth one is dealing the type of false bedding where top and bottom surfaces are parallel is known as. The type of false bedding where top and bottom surfaces are parallel in nature. Columnar, tabular, lenticular or the wedge shaped. So that is the tabular. Okay, you must have understand or must have studied that is the cross bedding. They are again identified, they are again classified in two types, the planar cross bedding and the tabular cross bedding. Because in tabular false bedding, that's a type of cross bedding in which the top and the bottom surfaces of the deposit, they are essentially parallel, and that indicates its deposition in the same main channel. Okay, so their parallelness or their nature, their parallel nature, that indicates that is the deposition in the same main channel. Okay, so here the correct option is option B. Okay, next one is seventh one, the type of false bedding where the individual layers exist in well-defined sets of parallel layers is known as. The type of false bedding where the individual layers that exist in well-defined sets of parallel bedding or parallel layers is known as columnar, lenticular, wedge shape or the tabular. So in the case of the wedge shaped cross bedding, the cross bedding structures, they are highly complex in nature. The individual layers that exist in the well defined sets of parallel layers, but these sets, they have an angular relationship to each other. So that is its distinguishing property of wedge shape cross bedding. Okay, so they will have a angular relationship with each other. Okay, so the correct option here is option D, that is wedge shaped. Eighth one is the type of bedding where sorting and arrangement has occurred based on the grain size. The type of bedding where sorting and arrangement has occurred based on the grain size. Cross bedding, graded bedding, lamination or the mud cracks. So you would have understood that's the option graded bedding. Okay, and its key term is there, that the type of bedding in where the sorting and arrangement has occurred. So grains are sorted according to the size. Okay, according to the grain size. So that is very distinguishing property of graded beddings. Okay, and how we can define or what is the graded bedding? So in graded bedding, each bed that shows a gradation in grain size. Gradation means there will be a hierarchy. You will find the coarser material, then less coarser, then finer, then very finer. Okay, so in that sequence you will find. Okay, so there will be a gradual gradation in the grain size from coarser below. Obviously the coarser grain sizes, they will settle up to the down, up to towards the bottom, and the finer sediments, they will lie on the top of the coarser grains. Okay, so there will be the coarse grains below below to the fine, and the coarse grains, they will be at the bottom, and the fine grains, they will be on the top or above. And the graded bedding that results from the rapid sedimentation in water. So there is a condition for its formation, that there will be the rapid sedimentation in the water, and this structure is commonly found in the well defined rock, that is gravax or the gravachy we call it. Okay, so this structure is very commonly found in gravachy, and which the bottom of a graded bedding, that generally lies on the shale, and they may consist of a coarse grit. Okay, so that is, it's not essential that they will find, or you will find always the shale, but generally you will find. Okay, so and same is given, or you can see in the description box, in some stratified rocks, the component sediments in each layer, they appear to be characteristically sorted and arranged according to their grain size, the coarsest being placed at the bottom and the finest being at the top. Okay, so that is the definition of graded bedding. And the keywords we have discussed, that is, there will be sorting and arrangement of the grain size, sorting and arrangement of sediments based on the grain size. So that is how the key terms you can identify the answer. So here the correct option is graded bedding, option C. Next one is, ninth one is, graded bedding occurs due to which phenomena? Wind settling, gravitation settling, sunlight, or the loading. So that is gravitational setting, as we have talked about. Okay. So normally perfectly graded beds, they are result of the sedimentation in bodies of standing water, where the factor of gravitative settling from a mixed load, that is predominant process. Okay, so the gravitational settling, that is the key factor, or that is the main factor for the graded bedding. Okay, so gravitative settling from a mixed load, that is the predominant process for the formation of graded bedding. Okay, so here the correct option, that is option C. Next one is, mud cracks are common in which type of sedimentary rocks? Mud cracks, they are common in which type of sedimentary rocks? Fine grained sedimentary rocks, medium grained sedimentary rocks, coarse grained sedimentary rocks, or not in particular. So mud cracks, how we can define them? So mud cracks, they are the common structural features of many fine grained sedimentary rocks. Okay, so the mud that is deposited on the bottom, and after when that is exposed to the sunlight, so on the exposure to the sunlight, the cracks are developed in that mud. Okay, so when the mud dries out, the cracks are developed in that rock. Okay, so that is known as mud cracks. Okay, and they are the common features of fine grained sedimentary rocks, and the structure that consists of polygonal or irregular cracks which are spread along the surface of an exposed sedimentary layer. Okay, so they are polygonal or irregular cracks in nature. In nature, they will be polygonal or irregular cracks. They will be spread along the surface of an exposed sedimentary layer. Okay, so the correct option here is option A. Next one is, 11th one is dealing with the bedding involving crater shaped depression is known as. The bedding that involves the crater shaped depressions is known as mud cracks, ripple marks, rain prints, or the sun cracks. So these are the rain prints. So how they are formed? Rain prints are irregular small crater shaped depressions seen on fine grained dried sediments. Okay, so when the rain fall on the rock or on the sediments, so after the drying, their prints are left over. Okay, so these prints, they are known as rain prints. Okay, so correct option is option B, rain prints. Next one is question number 12. Which one of the following doesn't provide evidence of shallow water environment? So there are sedimentary environments, deep sea environment, shallow sea environment. Okay, so that is the matter of discussion, but so the question is here related to the sedimentary structures, so we will discuss it out. So lamination, ripple marks, rain prints, or the mud cracks. So which one provide the evidence of shallow water environment? So that is the lamination. So the mud cracks, rain prints, and ripple marks, when they are encountered in the sedimentary formation are taken as the confirmatory evidence of the formation having been deposited in the shallow water environment. But lamination, that is not related to the shallow water environment. Okay, so lamination that will be formed in the top layers, generally in the top layers. Okay, so shallow water provide the evidences which are provided by the sedimentary structures or the environment. So that is the rain prints, ripple marks, mud cracks, and other also example of that. But lamination is not part of that. So option A is the correct one. Question number 13 is, which structure resembles fish eggs? Piezolytic, felsitic, oolitic, or the granitic? So oolitic structures, that is the structure where the concretions they are of size of fish eggs. Okay, they are of size of fish eggs, and the rock appears as an assemblage of fish eggs. Okay, so that is the property of this structure. Okay, so the correct option is option C, oolitic. Okay. 14th one is, the peanut structure is shown by which rock? Sorry, which rock? Sandstone, shale, limestone, or the breccia? So the piezolytic structure, that is another type of concretionary structure where the individual size of concretions that is like that of a peanut. Okay, limestone structure, limestone as well as bauxite, they both show these type of structures. Okay, so these are the types of concretionary structures. This fish eggs and the peanut structure. These are the type of concretion sedimentary structure or concretely sedimentary structure. Okay, so when we will talk in detail, there we will discuss about these structures. Okay, and same is given in the, as you can see, we have discussed that in the detail or in the description box you can see. Okay, so this was our discussion about some very basic sedimentary structures related to sedimentology, and in next video we will talk about other important questions related to the sedimentary structures.